So mate, just get a little bit closer to that microphone there. It is co-designed as a studio slash house. Don't tell my wife that. She just thinks it's a house. But with the design of the place, I wanted the recording room basically to be a rumpus room because I've got a kid and we've got a table tennis table and foosball table, but it's also got a piano and a Hammond organ. And so I designed this large rumpus room with high ceilings, and then that connects to the control room via double glass, which is primarily what we'd call our fourth bedroom or our media room in the house. You get the living areas, the lounge and the family about 20 metres before you go to the bedrooms at the end of the house. So I can work here and my wife doesn't dislike me working all night.
You can open a door after walking in through your front door and you could think you were, I don't know, going to the bathroom or going to one of the bedrooms, but it isn't at all, is it?
It's funny, you walk through the front door. That was a hard design. I've still got to paint those doors so they look good, but you open the doors and you don't really know, you could be walking into a shower, and then you walk into this expansive recording area and room with heaps of gear. And to be brutally honest, I mean, I don't advertise that I have a recording studio here. I bring my clients here and I bring my guests here, but it's not like I put an ad in the paper saying, where we are, this is a recording studio. So, I like to keep it that way. It's a home. First and foremost, it's a home. And if you are here to record music, you live that experience in the home and you live the lifestyle in the bush, and the studio really is just part of that lifestyle. When I graduated from the conservatorium, I went down and I was very fortunate to work at Rhinoceros Recordings in Sydney. In the 80s, it was the foremost recording studio in Australia. The first day, it was funny, the first day I walked in there, I worked with INXS, the very first day. I did 4 years at the conservatorium studying music technology, and I reckon I could have thrown all of that education out the window, because the next 3 years at Rhino, I worked between 85 to 110 hours a week. And I was thrown into working with Wendy Matthews, and then I worked with Dragon, and then the Choir Boys, and then I was fortunate enough to work with Mossy, and then I did the Oils and INXS, Ross Wilson, and so really the cream of the crop of the Australian music industry. And I was the assistant engineer on most of those, and that's where I really learnt from big-time producers like Chris Thomas and Warren Livesey and Nick Launay and Chris Lord-Alge, just by sitting and helping them and doing some work when they required it, and is really where I learnt the tricks and the trade and the psychology of being a record producer. And that had a 64-channel SSL console, 3 massive recording rooms, 2 studios upstairs and downstairs. And recording studios have developed into a way where, due to the development of technology, it's now a lot of the recording studios are home recording studios. So the technology that I have here is similar. My console's not worth $200,000, but I have a 1981 Yamaha console that I use to mix through, and I have a lot of SSL and vintage Neve equipment in racks, and so in that sense it mimics the large facilities, but the days of the super large recording studios are fast declining.
Brendan Anthony is talking to me about being a music producer and engineer and mixer as well, working in regional Australia now, because it's definitely not even beyond the Gold Coast, it's the hinterland of the Gold Coast, almost out to Bow Desert. We're at Boyland at Heaven's Gate Studio.
Nice. Okay, mate, you can hear that okay in your headphones, everything?
How would you define success?
I think success in a regional studio is all about the person, who you are, and the product that you can produce with that studio. Fletch, could you just move that microphone up onto the fretboard a little bit more rather than the body of the guitar? I've put this studio together piece by piece, piece of gear by piece of gear, because I'm very selective about what I like to use. And just sit back from it a little bit for me. But the gear doesn't determine the sound of a record. The sound of a record is determined by the culture and the atmosphere and how people feel, and it's almost like the studio is this silent partner that humans can manipulate to create with, and if it doesn't get in the way, then it's being successful for sure. Okay, let's hear it. The truth is in the listening. If people are feeling an emotional, getting an emotional response from the music, that's what music's all about.